Good evening, you're watching the news on Croatian television. Today is Labor Day, a national holiday in Croatia. May Day celebrations were held in cities throughout the country, with unions holding their central gathering in Slavonski Brod. Union leaders called on employers and government to ensure higher wages and better employment opportunities for workers.
We came here today to send a message from the heart of Slavonia that we want decent work for workers in Slavonia, Lika, Dalmatia, Zagorje and all of Croatia's regions, that we have jobs and can live off our labor. Today we are sending a message to everyone, employers and government. We have a right to just wages, we have a right to just working conditions, we have a right to job security. That is what will keep young people from leaving Croatia. This will increase birth rates. This will create Croatia's future.
Croatia today marked the 22nd anniversary of Operation Flash. In May of 1995, the military offensive liberated a large chunk of Croatian territory in western Slavonia occupied by rebel Serbs. President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović and Prime Minister Andrej Plenković were joined by other senior state officials in Okučani today to pay their respects to the 42 Croatian soldiers who were killed during the offensive. However, following last week's toppling of the HDZ and Most coalition government, not one member of the Most party, including Parliament Speaker and party leader Božo Petrov, was in attendance.
I think Mr. Petrov, as the Speaker of Parliament, should have been in Okučani today.
Most leader Božo Petrov spent the day in Split with his party colleagues. Petrov once again reiterated that Prime Minister Andrej Plenković is responsible for the demise of the coalition government.
At this moment, Andrej Plenković cannot have 76 votes, which means he toppled the government and that he has been deceiving the Croatian public. He has to come before Parliament, as he did once before, and state clearly, I have or I don't have 76 votes. He has to be honest with the Croatian people. This is the second time the HDZ has toppled its own government, and he needs to explain why he did this.
Meanwhile, HDZ Deputy Parliament Speaker Gordan Jandroković has accused Most of desperately trying to hold on to power, and that in a bid to do so, it was moving closer to the SDP. He said this was a clear sign that Most had abandoned its principles. The HDZ is calling for a vote of no confidence in Parliament Speaker Petrov to be held first thing at the beginning of the next Parliament session. Most, however, is insisting that a vote of no confidence in Finance Minister Zdravko Marić be held first. Constitutional law expert Branko Smrdel says that any vote bringing into question the Speaker of Parliament has to be resolved before all other business. While attending May Day celebrations in Čakovec today, SDP leader Davor Bernardić commented on speculation that the SDP is working on a coalition deal with Most.
There will not be any coalition with those who brought Croatia to this situation. Of course, in so much as this leads to early elections, just as we saved Croatia twice before from the looting of previous HDZ governments, we are always ready to offer Croatia a future with growth and development.
With 1 week left before the runoff presidential election in France, the pro-EU candidate Emmanuel Macron continues to enjoy a big lead over his rival Marine Le Pen of the National Front. However, Le Pen is slowly gaining ground. According to the latest polls, Macron leads with 60% support, while Le Pen has 40%. Le Pen is promising to hold a referendum on France's EU membership, reassert control over France's borders, and deal with the migration problem.
I think we are truly at a crossroads. What hangs in the balance is our civilization. This is what will be decided on. Will France remain France, or will it turn into something else?
For his part, Macron says that either the EU will undergo reforms or face a Frexit.
Marine Le Pen is responding to the anger that has been fed by an ineffective political system for the past 20 years with demagoguery. I want to offer a pragmatic and effective response to expectations.
Meanwhile, in Paris, protesters clashed with police during May Day celebrations. Protesters threw Molotov cocktails at police, leaving 3 officers injured. Police responded with tear gas. 4 people have been arrested. Turkish police used tear gas in order to disperse protesters during a May Day rally as they were trying to make their way to a central square in Istanbul. Protesters voiced their opposition to the Erdogan regime. Some 200 people have been arrested. The rally was banned by Turkish authorities. Severe storms and flooding that have hit Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Missouri have left at least 14 people dead. A number of tornadoes touched down in Texas, while flooding has caused the most problems in Missouri.
This is serious. Stay safe. If you must drive, slow down and be alert. You might not see high water before it's too late. Please do not try to drive through high water. Turn around, don't drown. If you're at home and it becomes clear that a flash flood is imminent, be prepared to move.
Taking a quick look at sports, in the domestic volleyball league, Mladost Ribola Castela won their 6th consecutive league title after beating Zagreb's Mladost 3-2 to take their best-of-5 series 3-1. In the quarterfinals of the domestic basketball league, Zadar has forced a third and deciding game after beating Cibona Zagreb 68-56 last night. The decider will be played in Zagreb on Thursday. On Wednesday, Split will play Osijek in Game 3 of their quarterfinal showdown. Šibenik and Cedevita Zagreb have already advanced to the semifinals. And now the forecast for tomorrow. Predominantly sunny throughout most of the country with some passing cloud cover. There is a chance of some morning showers. There will be a mild to moderate northwesterly, westerly, and southwesterly on the coast. Morning lows of 7 to 12 degrees Celsius inland, 9 to 14 on the Adriatic, will give way to highs of 18 to 23 degrees. The 3-day forecast for the interior calls for variable and unstable weather. Intermittent showers and thunderstorms in the east and north of the interior on Wednesday will spread to the rest of the interior, especially on Friday. The coast will also see increased cloud cover with a chance of some rain, especially going into the weekend. And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.